With only 3 days until the Book of Boba Fett is coming, I've decided to write everything you need to know about the Book of Boba Fett. So this is basically a compilation of everything you need to know: the plot, any characters, any cameos, all the episodes names, any secret stuff which may be coming. Basically, just everything you need to know. Now, just to tell you, I have got a new mic, so tell me below in the comments if it's clear or if it's not. Hopefully, it's gonna sound pretty good. I hope. I don't know. And just remember to hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be doing my episode reviews on the Book of Boba Fett for all the Easter eggs. And that's all. Let's get right into it. So to start, I want to talk about the plot. So the plot of the Book of Boba Fett is going to be about Fennec Shan of Boba Fett. They're going to try to kind of take control of the madness that has happened with the death of Jabba. When Jabba the Hutt died, all of Tatooine that he had control with, and other solar systems in the Arcanist sector, which is where Tatooine was, they now were all owned by Jabba. But when Jabba was killed, now they were basically under madness. So now that Boba Fett has control of the criminal underworld, he's going to try to take control of whatever madness is happening, and he's going to try to stop all the captains, like kind of people that were under Boba Fett. Now they kind of try to want to take their territory, and now Boba Fett wants to reclaim Jabba's territory because technically it kind of does belong to him now because he did rightfully take the throne. So technically now most of the Arcanist sector, which is again the sector where Tatooine is located, is now pretty much owned by Boba Fett now. We can be interesting to see how this will affect Din Djarin and Baby Yoda when we see them next in The Mandalorian Season 3. So we also know part of the plot is that once in one episode when they try to take control of some of the madness, we now know they're going to go to war with one of the other clans of groups because we've seen it through multiple promotional footage. I'm looking way too much into this, but I've seen basically all of the mini trailers because I'm subscribed to the official Star Wars YouTube channel. So most of the trailers have shown us that we're going to get to see some fights between him and some of the other clans, which is what we've seen, of course, in the trailers. He's going to get some fight. We're going to see the old-fashioned Boba Fett, which is going to make way because we never got to see Boba Fett really fight in Empire and Return of the Jedi. He basically was just a side character that looked really cool and then died in a Sarlacc pit, or died. I'm putting the two fingers up right now because he didn't actually die. But basically, yeah, that's what we're going to get to see. We're going to get to finally see Boba Fett getting back in the action and killing people. So, the characters in the Book of Boba Fett. Now, just to tell you, I've made a whole video devoted to special characters that I think we might appear, some cameos that I think we might appear. You can see the thumbnail on the screen right now. I will link it below, but the only characters that we know for now are Boba Fett and Fennec Shan. That's the only named characters that we have. Obviously, we've seen throughout the trailers a bunch of other characters, but we have no names for those characters. I've also heard some rumors. I'm going to talk about this later, but I've also heard some rumors that we're going to get a couple big cameos that are going to be happening. I'll talk about this later again. So remember, go check out my video. I'll leave a link in the description. I talk about all the big cameos I think could appear, especially Luke Skywalker and a possible Grogu, because I've heard a lot of people talk about Grogu coming in this series. So next, I'm going to be talking about the episodes. Now, the episode count for this show is 7 episodes. The names of the episodes, my source is like not very good. I don't know the name of the source. I'll pop it on the screen right now. But here are the episode names. Episode 1, The Champion. Episode 2, The Assassin. Episode 3, The Syndicate. Episode 4, The Battleground. Episode 5, The Homeworld. Episode 6, The Warlord. Episode 7, The Showdown. And Episode 8, The Hunter. Now, please, everybody, take this with a grain of salt, because last year, when we got a quote-unquote reveal of all the Mandalorian Season 2 names, they were all wrong. And I'm going to tell you right here, just looking at these titles right here, The Champion, The Syndicate could be pretty true. The Homeworld, that could also be pretty true. But some of these just don't feel like they could be real Book of Boba Fett titles. This is probably just some guy who probably just leaked these by accident, aren't even the real titles. Like, I don't understand. These are definitely not the real titles, I'm telling you right here. Some of these could always be true, like the Syndicate and the Homeworld, because we had heard rumors that Boba Fett might be heading back to Mandalore, because we know that he doesn't care about Mandalore. It's not his homeworld. He was born on Kamino. He's simply a simple man just trying to make his way through the galaxy. So he does not care about Mandalore, but it's clearly Bo-Katan, she wants to reclaim Mandalore, which is something that we think we might see in Mandalore Season 3, but this could be explored in one episode of the Book of Boba Fett, because we know that we're not going to spend all this time on Tatooine. I think it's going to get boring after a while, but hopefully one episode we're going to get to go to Mandalore, even though we haven't seen anything in the trailers, but I don't think they would spoil that in any of the trailers. So just to tell you that these episodes are most likely not true, and I believe that one of these episodes, like none of these episodes scream the return of Boba Fett, because we know that there's going to be one episode which shows a flashback of Boba Fett coming back to life from his terrible time in that terrible Sarlacc. So we know there's going to be one episode about that. And none of these titles right here look like they're going to be about that. So I believe that one episode is actually going to be titled The Return. I do not have any sources for this. I just feel like that would be like simple. Just keeping it simple, The Return. So probably like episode 1, possibly, or maybe more like episode 2, because we don't want the first episode to be about how Boba Fett survived. We might get a little action, then maybe the second episode will be how Boba Fett survived. Remind me, the show is coming in 3 days, which is getting us really excited. I'll watch it soon on the 29th, and I'll probably release my episode review on the 30th. So probably not the first episode is going to be an episode about The Return, maybe more like the second or third, but that's it. So the episodes are actually going to be called chapters, similar to the Book of Boba Fett. And apparently one episode, there's supposed to be a battle between him and 30 other Mandalorians. That could always be the fight on Mandalore, like I was talking about. This has been leaked. I don't know if this is still true, as this article was written a couple months ago, but this is most likely possibly true. They just tell you the episode lengths are going to be ranging from about 30 minutes at the lowest to around 50, maybe 55 minutes at the highest. I'd stay closer to the 50-minute mark. Like, there's some episodes that can be really long. Like Mandalorian Season 2, we got to see the first episode was basically an hour long, and then some episodes like episode 3 was only like 32 minutes long. So we'll keep it probably closer to the 50-minute mark, but most episodes will probably be in that range from episode to episode. So just now we're going to move on to the timeline. So the timeline is going to be 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Just to tell you, this is the same timeline as the Mandalorian and all its other spin-off shows like Ahsoka and Ridges of the New Republic, which has been canceled. I'll leave a link in the description to my video that I made on that. So that has been canceled, but this is going to be taking place probably right after Mandalorian Season 2. I'm assuming that's going to be right after that, because the post-credit scene we're assuming can't be taking that long after Mandalorian Season 2, because nothing really has changed. So I'm assuming that it's not a big time jump, probably between Mando Season 2 and Mando Season 3. And then, of course, there's a possible Luke Skywalker Grogu series, which I've heard a lot of rumors about, and I personally do. I think that rumor is true. So this is most likely going to be taking between Mando Season 2 and Mando Season 3, as we do think that Boba Fett will appear in the Mandalorian Season 3. And some people are even calling this the Mandalorian Season 2.5, so that would make sense why it's between. And the timeline, just to tell you, is set in 9 BBY, which stands for 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, which was the one that we got to see in New Hope. So this is 9 years after New Hope, 5 years after the Battle of Endor, just to tell you the timeline, and same timeline as the Mandalorian. Now, trailers. Next category is going to be trailers. There are many trailers for the Book of Boba Fett. I can't even start telling you how many trailers there are. All of them are basically on the Star Wars YouTube channel, so if you want to see all the trailers, they're all on the Star Wars YouTube channel. We've gotten one official trailer, and the rest of the trailers are mini 30-second trailers, which are called TV spots. So they're basically just 30-second trailers. You can see them on the television all the time. If you just tune into like a sports channel or something, you'll see a bunch of trailers for the Book of Boba Fett, because they're paying in the advertising right now. So I definitely suggest going to check out all the trailers on the official Star Wars YouTube channel, and then I'll link my video where I go over all the trailers and look over all the Easter eggs that I found. So I did find a couple. I recorded that video yesterday. I did find a couple. It's released now, so you can go check out via link below. And we also have an official clip that was revealed by Disney that is on the YouTube channel. The one that I found is in the YouTube channel Star Wars Coffee. Again, you can check it via the link in the description. But that's basically all the trailers. There's not many big stuff that they've revealed in the trailers. They're trying to keep it pretty secret. That's why most likely what they're hiding is Mandalore, because all we've seen is Tatooine, and I believe that what they're trying to hide in the trailers is Mandalore or a possible Grogu. It's possible that we could see Grogu in this. Next is going to be any other facts that are going to be in the show. This next category is just random facts that don't really have a category. I'm just telling you basically some random stuff that we could see. So we know Boba Fett, we're going to get to see the return of him, and it's most likely going to be the episode, it's most likely going to be about him trying to reclaim Slave One with Fennec. Now, I do have a video probably coming out tomorrow. I haven't even recorded it yet, so I'm probably going to record it tomorrow and try to release it tomorrow, same day release. So it's either coming tomorrow or I'm going to push it to the 28th, which is the day before it releases. But that video is going to be going over how Boba Fett returned and what he did after his return, because I have a couple theories on that. And like I was talking about earlier, we do think that there's going to be one big cameo. I've heard a couple people say it's Din Djarin, and then I've heard also a couple people say it's going to be Grogu. There is a video on the YouTube channel called New Rockstars going over that. I haven't watched it yet, but you can go check it out, I guess, in the link in the description. They go over some big cameos that could appear. Again, I did make a whole video devoted to that also. You can click the link in the description again. So most likely we're going to get a big cameo. I cannot tell you who this is. It could always be Han Solo. I feel like that would be appropriate because Boba Fett, he did have a feud against Han Solo. And then of course it could also be Luke Skywalker, because we never got to see Boba Fett meet Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian Season 2 for obvious reasons, because Disney probably didn't want to take a risk on how he would react to seeing Luke Skywalker, as Luke Skywalker was the one who forced Boba Fett into the Great Pit of Carcoon, or whatever it's called. So basically, yeah, that is everything you need to know before watching the Book of Boba Fett. I think this is pretty much everything. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, tell me in the comments below. But that's basically everything. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and bye.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.